Hey, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about how to catch Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And I know that when this video is being recorded, it's not exactly like Pokemon Go is new, but there are a lot of really interesting techniques to improve your gameplay, and I kind of wanted to walk through them. So let's start at the absolute basics. Of course, you could just throw a ball straight line. That's something you can do. In fact, it was kind of weird for me to get this clip because I haven't done that in years, and you'll see why, but it works. And obviously, I'm just going to blaze through this. The red balls are the basic catch rate. Great balls are a little bit better. Ultra balls are best, but the drop rate of these items is pretty scaled heavily towards the red balls. So you're going to be getting way more red balls than anything else. Great and Ultra should be used for those higher catch rate Pokemon. You can see that by the ring circle colors. So the red ones are like the hardest to catch, green are super easy. You can get used to that as you play the game. If you're already an expert and you're watching this, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But looking at those circles, you can choose which ball is going to be best for you. And then of course you can use berries. Raspberries are great to increase the catch rate. Golden Raz is even better. You can use pineapple berries to get double candy. It's not just +3, it's double candy. So if you have a Pokemon that's fully evolved, like a Staraptor or something, or whatever gameplay I could show here, you can get 10 candy all the way up to 20. If there's an event doubling your catch candy, you can get 20 from that all the way up to 40. And I believe Silver Pineapple is +1. Editing Beast can correct that if I'm wrong, but it's double candy +1. So it's just extra candy on top of that. And then of course you got Nanab berries. It just sort of slows down the ring circle. If you get good at the game, you'll never need them. Feed them to gyms, get your extra Stardust, and I don't typically use those. Now on top of those berries, you should be doing curveballs. Curveballs are just better in every way. You get a higher catch rate and more XP. You get a curveball bonus every single time. If you are not level 50, which you probably aren't, 99% of the player base is not, you are going to be getting just more XP for the rest of your life and a higher catch rate. So you'll be catching more Pokemon with less balls thrown. That is very space efficient. If you're a rural player who doesn't have a ton of Pokestops near you, that is great for efficiency, and it's just something you should be always doing. And something that's also extremely important is the catch bonus. Now, nice, great, excellent matters a lot. You do get more XP and more catch rate, but the amount of XP is substantial, specifically for excellent throws. You get an extra 1,000 XP per excellent throw. That is huge. That is very huge. Now, depending on your accuracy, it's going to vary. I had a friend start recently and she had a hard time hitting excellent throws. I understand that it's not going to be easy right away. It's going to take quite a few weeks and quite a few thousand catches. I think she's something like 16,000 catches in. It's still not natural for her, but trust me, that extra XP is huge. It is going to help you get higher catch rate. You might miss the excellent throw for a while. So if you're brand new starting this game, you get a pass from me. Nice and great throws will do plenty just to get the Pokemon in your inventory, but please try to be hitting that excellent dot as well as you can on every Pokemon that you can. There are something like 700 or 800 species in Pokemon Go, and that circle and range and distance from your game, your camera, is different for every Pokemon, so getting used to that takes a ton of experience, but 1,000 XP per catch is massive. So a basic XP catch is like 100 XP per Pokemon with no extra bonuses. So an excellent throw is 1,000. That basically, 10 times your XP. That's not exactly how it works, but bear with me. That gets affected by lucky eggs. It gets affected by bonuses. So if there's like a triple catch XP event, when I was grinding for level 50, got 15 million XP in a week, which isn't the highest number in the world, but that's absurd because I was getting triple catch XP, so basically 3,000 by default. Then with all the other bonuses, it added up to like 7,000. Of course, I had a lucky egg going. That was one of the bonuses. So I was getting about 7,000 XP per catch with the excellent throws, and that was amazing. I get a pretty good excellent throw catch rate, but even if you're doing like half of that, I mean, do you not want 7.5 million XP? That kind of bonus can be super, super good. And you don't want to be super inaccurate when these events come along. So getting really, really good at that can be a huge deal. So excellent throws are massive. I cannot recommend them enough. Higher catch rate, more XP, so much XP. It is very, very worth it. And that's not even my latest trick. In fact, we haven't even talked about fast catching. Fast catching is a way to skip that animation at the end where the ball shakes 3 times and then you get the stars. That is nice and cute in the early game, but when you've caught a couple 100,000 Pokemon, it saves a lot of time to skip it. So you can just pull out your balls or your berry. I'm right-handed when I throw, so I use my left hand to pull out the berry. If you get really good, you can do this with one hand. It's kind of weird to work it in there, but you just pull it out slowly, throw your ball, curveball of course, and then you can just let go and run away. It's a little bit to get used to, but once you get used to it, you will never not want to do it. It's actually super, super nice to skip that animation. You can get, I think, twice as many more Pokemon. I don't know if Editing Beast is going to do any math. I've never really broken down the numbers. It's just definitely faster and absolutely what you should be doing on a regular basis. It is way faster. But we don't just stop there. I personally don't do this next trick all the time, but for community days, it is a massive, massive deal. So what you could do is AR fast catching. Switch on that AR mode real quick and go grab a Pokemon. Pokemon. If you have some house spawns, do this with me. You can actually skip the Pokemon has appeared screen. You can see kind of how long it takes to fade in. It might not feel that long, but during a Pokemon event like Zigzagoon Community Day recently, I don't think I have any footage from this. Maybe I'll get a new community day if I ever show this footage, but as I'm recording, that event was recent, and I got 1,500 Zigzagoons in that day, weather boosted the whole time, got 1.2 million Stardust, and with 1,500 catches under my belt, I got 61 shinies. So if you're somebody who cares about that, it is very, very efficient to be doing AR fast catching because you're skipping the animation of fading in, you're throwing it as fast as you can, and you're just running away quickly. I'm hoping the footage I'm showing on screen can well illustrate just how insanely fast AR fast catching is, but you can see I have that faded background where it's a little derpy. This is only available on certain versions of Android. It's not available on iOS as I'm recording this to my knowledge. If you can find a way, comment down below, please, because you can turn off your sensors through the developer settings. I'll link an article or whatever I can find on how to do that. I'm pretty sure the settings will vary per phone, so it doesn't really make much sense for me to show you how to do it. I use a Galaxy S21, so maybe editing bees can, cut in a clip of me showing how to do that, but turning off those sensors can be huge because you basically just line up your Pokemon where you want it to be, disable your sensors, and then it just stays in the same spot for the entire event. The problem is different Pokemon have different sizes. I mentioned this earlier. They have different sizes, different distances from the camera, so that's not going to be the same for every Pokemon, and it can be really annoying to play like that. So only the grindiest, most hardcore players will turn on AR fast catching 24/7. I can't really do that. You get very inaccurate throws. It takes a ton of practice. You could take that to the highest level, but I don't find that to be super necessary unless I'm grinding a specific event because I just like to play a little more casually when I'm walking around normally. I just fast catch everything by default. Sometimes if I'm cleaning up my house spawns, I tend to have about 15 or 20 spawns in my house, so I'll just do all those really quick. I'm fortunate to have that many spawns, but doing that every half hour has grown on me. So I also want to talk about beyond AR fast catching. This is where it gets a little more specific to how you play, but priority catching, meaning when you play the game, you have a bunch of Pokemon on the screen. Hopefully, if you're playing in a good enough area, you have a lot of Pokemon on your screen, and which Pokemon you tap isn't the most important. If you're walking slowly, you'll get everything. It doesn't really matter, but I recommend walking at a brisk pace. Now, watch in front of you. Don't bump into people. I have had a lot of years practicing. I have some friends who are just like Zen masters. They're looking down at their phone, and they'll never run into anything, but not everybody could do that. Just be careful, be courteous to the people around you. But if you can find an area with a good amount of Pokestops, good amount of spawns, your regular grind spot, you know the deal. That is a great way to just move quickly, get it through as many Pokemon as you possibly can. Because when you're employing these tricks that I'm showing you, typically, especially with AR fast catching, you will be catching Pokemon as fast as you are walking. So the priority that I go for is Stardust. I'm very, very keen on Stardust. Evolved Pokemon will give you more Stardust. These Pokemon on screen will give you more Stardust. I don't know why, but they give you more, and it's a huge deal. In fact, recently there was a Staryu Spotlight Hour. It's just 1 hour of Staryu spawns. Not a big deal, right? But it gives you way too much Stardust to pass up, and I got like 500,000 in an hour. That was a ridiculous event for me. Just a couple of star pieces and an hour of catching. Deal! AR fast catching a bunch of Staryu, that was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed that. So being aware of these Pokemon on screen, this chart that I'm showing you, is extremely important to get more Stardust. But in general, an evolved Pokemon, stage 2 and 3, will give you more Stardust per catch. So like I mentioned Staraptor earlier, a Staravia would give you, I believe, 300 dust, and then Staraptor, I think, is 500. If my numbers are off, my point is, evolved Pokemon give you more dust. And you don't necessarily need a star piece every day, but what you should be doing when you're looking at a crowd of Pokemon is tapping on the Pokemon that you personally prioritize. I prioritize Stardust, so weather boosted evolved Pokemon, weather boosted Pokemon in general, that's kind of what I go for. But if you have certain Pokemon you're looking for, new Pokemon on the screen, or a certain Pokemon you're grinding, maybe, I don't know, maybe Meditite is spawning more often and you want the XL for PvP, whatever. Those are the Pokemon you obviously go for, play as you want to, but your different priorities may vary in this approach, but choosing those Pokemon first is definitely good. Like I said, I catch at home a lot, and sometimes I drift to and from. You know how it goes. I have Pokemon that are just out of range, and sometimes they spawn right away. I tap those ones as quickly as possible. And I know what a lot of what I'm saying might be obvious to somebody who's been doing this a lot, but this is a guide geared towards kind of, beginner players, and then hopefully if you rewatch this video, you can kind of progress through the game and start employing these more advanced tricks, because I'm not going to pretend like AR fast catching is easy for a new player, but I don't want you to not know it exists because it's insanely efficient, and choosing specific Pokemon can really, really matter, because those harder to catch Pokemon might require different balls. So like Ultra Ball, Great Ball, and Pokeball obviously have different catch rates, as I mentioned. And as of a recent update, I'm sure this will still be available when this video goes out, you can actually make it so that your most recent ball that you used becomes your new default. So what you can do is start off with all those harder to catch Pokemon, maybe the evolved ones, weather boosted, whatever you're going after, and you can use the Ultra Ball on all of those, plus Raspberry, depending on what you're dealing with there. Maybe if you have a ton of Ultra Balls and you don't care, you're welcome to throw multiple balls. It depends on you, but Raspberry slow me down, so I always have a love-hate relationship with those. You can use the Ultra Balls on all those Pokemon, swap down to Great Balls, and then just go to all the regular ones. You know, Pidgey, what spawns all the time in the wild. You got Zigzagoon, you got Pidove, whatever. All the normal type Pokemon that just require Pokeballs. You're going to get thousands of them throughout your journey. They're not exactly the most exciting Pokemon, but every single Pokemon gives you Stardust, and even if you don't care about that Pokemon, it can still fund the power-ups of the Pokemon that you do care about. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first video, like, Pokemon Go guide that I think I've ever specifically recorded. So hopefully I did a good job. Comment down below what you guys might want to see. Any questions, I'll try to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, have a nice day. And then